everyone, and welcome back. It's me again, and I am back with the one and only
Brittany Matthews.
There you go. And today we are just here to basically just talk to you guys about some things. Basically, we don't have exactly what we want to talk about. We're just going to just talk about whatever pops into our head. Just all that types of stuff. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, Brittany. What is it? Like, what's like?
We're already starting off.
Sorry, y'all. We just goofy. Like, we're really like real life goofy. But like, is there anything on your mind that you want to talk about?
Well, we could talk about faith. We could talk about relationships.
Those are good ones. Like,
Yeah.
cause I done came a mighty long way.
Right.
Lord, let me tell you.
Right.
I don't know, faith. Oh my goodness. Faith is key to all things.
An example of faith, I'll liken it to. Well, I'll say this: faith is belief. I've heard some people say. I think my uncle said it has something to do with persuading, but that's when he gets into the Greek and Hebrew stuff, but I simply just say it's belief. And an example would be when we go and we see a chair, like say in our houses or even outside our houses, say when we're going furniture shopping, we see a chair, we have faith, we have belief that that chair is going to hold our weight, carry us. We automatically think it. We don't question it. We don't know if the people are saying it right, but we have faith like, oh, they have it on display for us to see. For us to see it and for us to see how comfortable it is, and I'm gonna sit down, and you believe, or you automatically believe that that chair is gonna hold your weight and that you're not gonna fall to the floor. So it's the same thing with God. Even though we cannot physically see Him with our eyes, look around your surroundings. How could you not believe that there is a God? I liken it also to the wind. We feel the wind, we hear the wind, we see outcomes of when the wind is really strong. You might see a tree branch or something, just trash or whatever, just from the wind blowing. We feel the wind. With God, it's the same thing. We feel God, we hear God. We can't see God, just like with the wind. So faith is just believe.
Yep, and that's just like when you pray about something. After you pray, you have faith.
You have to believe.
That, like he said, pray, ask, and you shall receive. So
Right.
when you pray about it and ask Him, you have faith that He's going to give you what you ask for.
Right.
So,
So
okay, relationships. Let's see. I got an example of a relationship that mainly it's just like a relationship like that I wanted to get out of, but I didn't know how. And the last resort was to pray, and like I said before, have faith that He will answer your prayer.
Now, what happened? Was this like an abusive relationship, or
I wouldn't say
this
abusive. He was just crazy, and like
crazy? Like how? Was he stalking you and all that?
no.
Oh,
The
I never with him. I met him and he was a cool person. The only thing I knew about him is he was an awesome rapper. I didn't know him like you knew
Yeah.
him.
Well, I wouldn't. Okay, let me. Okay, I wouldn't say that. Like, yes, he was an awesome rapper. I was just telling the kids about how their dad used to rap, and I wish I could find his music, and wish he chose that career than what the career that he,
Right.
the way he went down. But he wasn't crazy, but it was like he's crazy. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I would say it was just like the drugs taking over type of crazy, and I couldn't deal with it no more, and I didn't know, because I loved him.
Right.
So I didn't know, okay, should I stay and try to help him? But I couldn't help him because at that point he wasn't trying to get any help.
Right.
So I can't help nobody who don't want to be helped.
Right.
So I just sat on the bed and I just prayed. I said, Lord, if you get me out this situation, I will never go back to a situation like this. And kid you not, I say a week later, that's when all the stuff happened, and he, all that stuff, and that was my getaway. Like, so that's just like, that's an example.
So
right
you
there.
were sorry to cut you off, but
That's
you
okay.
were not okay with how things happened in his situation, but as a result of your prayer, you were okay with this is my way out, even though he's going to be away from his kids, even though they're not going to necessarily have that father, son, and daughter relationship.
No, it was my say of, okay, I'm finally out of this, because if I'm suffering, my kids are going to suffer.
Okay.
Like, you know, I tell him all the time, I never kept his kids from him
Right.
at all. You know, you want your kids, you talk to your kids, you go ahead. That's, you know,
Right.
that's you.
Right.
But it was a situation like, if I'm suffering, my kids suffering, I don't want my kids seeing me going through that type of stuff, and they don't deserve to go through that type of stuff, whether it's me with their father or me with anybody else.
Right.
So, you know, and they were young. But other than that, besides, you know, like I said, besides the drugs and stuff, he was a real cool person. Like, you know.
When I met him those couple of times, he was cool.
Yeah, he's a real cool person, but once,
Yeah.
you know, that stuff started taking over, it was just too much.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. So, you related it back to faith. You knew that the relationship wasn't where it needed to be. It was unhealthy.
Yes.
So you prayed and asked God, and God, He saw fit for you to get out of that relationship.
Yes.
That's good. I've been in a lot of bad relationships.
Tell you.
Let's see which one I can pick. Because it's just, and I'm single now because of all the things that I've been through in my relationships. I just choose to be, because it's a lot of responsibility in relationships.
yes.
You got to care about the other people's feelings. Their problems become your problems. Like, it's a lot. It's, you know, and remember that. So, let's see. One of the relationships, okay, like this guy. I met him when I was, 22? And, yeah, it was just a bad decision. I mean, it actually maybe even before 22. I don't know if I had turned 22 yet or not, but it was just a bad decision. Like, first actual relationship type, because I had talked to people before and tried a relationship before, but it was a long distance situation, which I don't encourage that. If you look, I'm not gonna ramble. We're just gonna cut straight to the point, because I can take forever. But anyways, yeah. So this relationship, it was bad in so much that he didn't respect me. It was a lot of cheating going on and a lot of lying, and he took more than what he gave. And so
That's deep.
I had to make the decision to exit that situation. And to this day, like, out of the blue, I want to say a couple weeks ago, he actually found me on social media on my Facebook, and he's been trying to get my number, and I have been denying him. And I have been denying him intentionally, because it's like, I'm not going backwards. What we had was what we had at that time, and I've grown so much. Like, the person I used to be, I'm no longer that person. Growing up, even though, you know, my family's in church and stuff like that, I still was raised without my father. And so, and this is not feel bad for me, my father was, no. This is just truth. And I made a lot of bad decisions with guys or whatever, and I was naive. I wasn't told, okay, you know, my mother taught me some stuff, don't get me wrong, but I still needed a lot more information. I kind of just picked somebody, just chose somebody, and dated this person, got my heart broken, and nothing came out of it. So, yeah,
So it was like that, like when you say your mom taught you some stuff, so it was just like, okay, you knew that, but you were, it's like your parents can tell, I'm trying to figure out a word to say it, but like, your parent can tell you, you know, what to do, but it's like, you got to figure it out on your own.
right.
Yeah,
Because
that type
my
of
mom
situation.
my mom can only tell me as far as from her perspective and from her experiences, but there's other information that my father has, or that a man influence, because some people get close to their stepfather, or it's their grandfather or their uncle. So, you know, I had limited information and I was very naive, and here I am giving myself to somebody who I want to love me but does not love me. Because if you love me, you're gonna respect me. You're not gonna treat me any kind of way. You're not gonna disrespect me. So it took me going through that in other situations and relationships for me to just wake up and say, I value me, I care about me, and I'm not settling for less. I'm not. It's not gonna happen. So
Know your worth.
right. So that's how that goes. But other than that, I mean, I don't mind being friends. That's another thing. I can talk to my exes. I don't mind being, not necessarily friends, but cordial.
Yeah.
I can talk to you, but when the minute they start asking for numbers, no, we have Messenger. Like, there's social media. Contact me through social media. That's it. We have nothing to talk about. There is no reconciliation. There's nothing. So, yeah. Leave that right there.
Yeah.
Don't go back. Run for your life.
Right.
Yeah. So.
But okay. When you said that, run for your life, 'cause like you said, you was in a bad relationship, and I told you about my relationship. Okay, that type of situation, run. But is it different? Like when, just say you were dating somebody in high school, and like you or that person moved away, and that person, or you finally come back, and reconnect. That's kind of different.
Yeah, that's different. That's
okay, so
totally
we're
different.
trying to get y'all to understand, just because But if he was abusive, all that type of stuff,
disrespectful,
don't do it.
And one thing too that I just want to bring up is, anytime you see or hear a man disrespecting their mother, that's a clear indication. Now, granted, there are some sons and mother relationships that are not perfect. Maybe the mother was on drugs or in jail, or several different scenarios. Okay, it is going to be a little bit different in that. That's kind of touchy. But anytime a man is going to the extent to be real disrespectful to his mother, you do have to be careful, because this is what my mom told me. If he'll disrespect his mother, he would disrespect you. Yes. Now, I wasn't in such a bad relationship to where he was putting hands on me. Oh no. Because one, my mama would have killed him. Two, my cousins probably would have killed him. Somebody would have got him. Because I just have those type of gangster family members. Yeah. I don't promote death. I would have rather called police or something like that if that did happen. But yeah, so don't take that as a threat or anything. So it wasn't to that extent. It's just, when you got somebody cheating, when you got somebody being rude and disrespectful, somebody that I need, what I really need is somebody to allow me to be me, somebody who will listen to me and engage me in my conversation. At one point with this particular person, I was told, I can't remember verbatim because it's years ago, so excuse me if I get it just a little bit messed up. But basically what he was saying was, I wasn't on his, I keep trying to get on his level because the way I was talking to him, but the way I was talking to him is the way I'm talking to you guys now. I'm trying to have a conversation, and I forgot what it was we were getting into an argument about, and it was just like, if you can't hear me out and you're now trying to officially claim me as your girlfriend or your potential girlfriend, you need to allow me to be me. You need to respect me for who I am. And I'm not one that's gonna agitate a man or be following after a man. If I have to chase you, that's a problem. And that's one of the things that I noticed. I was chasing him, and anytime you're pursuing a man and he's not necessarily, he's around, he's there, he's pursuing you, but then again he's not, that's a problem. Because if a man really wants to be with you, he's gonna pursue you, he's gonna be there, he's gonna be calling you, which he did call, make conversation, but it's just gonna be more engagement on his part than it is on you. Excuse me, I'm spitting a little bit. So I was just really, really dumb. Like, I had